So, when we think about Thailand's future, a huge part of it comes down to a fundamental choice. An academic study recently dug into this, and what it found is really a tale of two completely different paths inside the country's education system.
It all kicks off with a question that parents all over the world ask themselves, right? Private school or public school? It sounds like a pretty straightforward choice, just about what's best for your kid. But, well, in Thailand, the answer is way more complicated.
Because this isn't just a decision for individual families. According to the research, this one choice actually shapes the entire nation's workforce, its whole economic future. The stakes are incredibly high. So let's break down what this study actually found.
Okay, let's start with the first path, the private school advantage. What's the promise here, and why is it so appealing to so many families?
So the study kind of frames the private system as being really responsive to the modern world. It points to things like efficient management, modern facilities, and, this is the big one, a curriculum that's literally designed to give students the skills for today's job market. It's seen as this direct pipeline to professional success, which fits perfectly with Thailand's goal of creating a highly skilled workforce that can compete globally.
But, of course, that's only one side of the story. The public school system, it has its own powerful and very different promise for the nation.
The promise of public education is built on something totally different. Its greatest strength is its sheer scale and its mission. We're talking about providing broad, sweeping access to education for pretty much everyone at a much, much lower cost. This is the system that's designed to educate an entire nation to accommodate a huge number of students from all walks of life.
So you can see the core difference pretty clearly, right? On one side, you have a market-focused, modern model, and on the other, an accessible model built for everyone. It almost looks like a simple choice based on what you value, but the research reveals a really critical flaw in that picture.
Because what the study shows is that, for most families, this isn't really a choice at all. The playing field is, well, far from level.
And this gets right to the heart of the issue. The choice between these two paths, it isn't free. As the study shows, the scales are being tipped by wealth, and that creates a major challenge for the whole country.
That challenge is educational inequality. The study defines it as a situation where a family's financial situation becomes the main barrier, the thing that stops them from getting the best possible education for their kids.
So here's the crucial point. The number one factor that decides whether a kid goes to a resource-rich private school or a public one, it's not preference, it's not talent, it's not ambition. It's a family's socioeconomic status. And that creates this deep divide in opportunity, right from the very start.
So what's the solution here? The study doesn't just point out the problem, it actually points towards a necessary shift in thinking for the policymakers.
The study argues it's not about picking a winner. The key, and I'm quoting the research here, is developing balanced education policies between quality and access. It's all about merging the strengths of both models, not forcing families to make an impossible trade-off between them.
And this is why it matters so much. The ultimate goal here is to build a system where every single citizen, no matter what their background is, has a fair shot at a high-quality education. It's about turning education from a privilege into a universal right, making sure the entire nation has the human capital it needs to thrive.
Which leaves us with this final, really important question. While this study was focused on Thailand, the challenge is universal. How do we actually build a system that delivers on the promise of a quality education for every child everywhere? It's honestly one of the most important questions a society can ask itself.